All right, so these people are called Fresh and Fit. They're like a they like to give financial advice. Let's see what they're talking about. So, 5 things you need to have a perfect credit score. Let's see. Let's see. All right, let's see. Why is credit important? What is a FICO score? Everyone, no. All right, learn your score regularly. All right, let's see what they got to say right here.
Hey, have you ever heard something like this before?
Oh,
Who wants to
Jesus.
make a zillion?
My bad. Shoot. If you want to help me so I can get ad free, donate, and like and subscribe and ring with notifications. Let's get folks started.
So we have 5 main points we want to cover here for your score, and we'll do from 1 to 5 regarding that. Okay. So number 1 is know your score regularly. So for example, mine always says on the show, if you want to get to a destination, right, you should know where you're going. You shouldn't just guess there or gamble. You need to know, cool, what does the GPS say to get to that point? Same thing with your score. If you don't know what it is, how can you improve it? So let me give you an example. When I first came to America, guess what? I had a 0 score. Obviously, I have no score, I have no setup, nothing. So
here we go. How to go from 700 to 800.
So do you, Mike?
Hey, appreciate that.
Zaffron says, my credit score has been hovering around 725 for the last 6 months. I want to hit at least 800 ASAP. What do I need to do to raise my score? I'm 24 in case age is relevant. Bro, that's a pretty good score. Now, main league, right, guys? History is going to be very important. So, for example,
all right, I don't know why it's like this. Auto. Let's refresh. Let's hope.
Example. Luckily for me, on my credit score, my mom had a card for me when I was younger that was still open. So the life of history was so long that when I came to America for the first time, the history was still there, and that added to my high score. So you might be new to the game and you might have a nice score.
Okay. So he's talking about being a credit authorized user. So what people don't explain, and I see this a lot with a lot of people that are great with credit score, they're like credit repair gurus or credit score, you know what I'm talking about. So essentially they say, hey, get onto a credit authorized user. That's normally not the first thing you want to do. It doesn't help because, okay, so when we're looking at your credit, when it comes to being an authorized user, if that's the only thing you got on your credit, then if that's the only thing you'll have in your credit, then it doesn't look good. You really don't have any credit history because we know as underwriters, because again, we not dumb. I've been doing this for almost 10 years, so it's like we understand that credit authorized users, they do not make payments on the they don't make payments on those credit cards. So what it does is, so when you're an authorized user, pretty much inflate your score. So it's like it makes it look good on paper, saying that, oh yeah, he's at a 750. The only way that this would really help you with your credit score is if you already have stuff reporting that's actually yours, and then you find someone to make you an authorized user on their credit card, and then it's able to help you. But just off the top, like with him, I think he's straight capping. There's just it'll be. He will. I'm not gonna say he's not gonna get approved for a loan, but it's not gonna be at a low interest rate. But if this is gonna get you on over to your an 800 score, not just based off just being a credit authorized user alone, will help you get up there. So let's continue to see what else is saying.
We need length now, or a period of time to get that high score. So it may be length for you. I'm not sure what it is, but that might be the factor causing you not to get that 850 or 800 or higher. Anna says, when it comes to bimbo behavior, are Sneeko and DJ, I can't spell academics. Here, you can't spell it. All of a sudden, the exception to the rule because y'all are their friends?
Define what is bimbo behavior exactly that they displayed. Come on, man.
What are you saying? Juan says, Myron, everything okay?
All right, give me a minute. I don't know why it's showing blur like this. let me do that direct port access internet. So
Okay, bro.
No, fresh off the show, guys. Don't worry about it, man.
Quickie says, shout out to you. Quickie says, I'm 19 with 750 credit score. I want to buy duplex or triplex in Florida in the next year or two. Do you recommend I...
let me refresh real quick. Oh no.
Want to join the six-figure club? Google and other are hiring hundreds of thousands of workers.
Yo, why does it look like this? Like for the commercials, but for my video it doesn't look good? Like, come on. Stop autoing it.
Behavior, exactly.
Yeah.
That they displayed.
All right.
Like, come on, man.
What are you saying? Juan says, Myron, everything okay, bro?
No, fresh off the show, guys. Don't worry about it, man.
Quickie says, shout out to you. Quickie says, I'm 19 with 750 credit score. I want to buy duplex or triplex in Florida in the next year or two. Do you recommend I raise my score to 800 before I buy property?
No.
You don't have to.
You don't need it. You don't need to be at 800 credit score to start securing real estate, guys. Once you get into the 740 range, like you're good. Like just start acquiring assets. At that point you're just trying to get vanity metrics of I got 800 credit score. Like that's something that you should work towards, but it shouldn't stop you from like procuring property. Once you hit 740 or above, you're pretty much in the excellent credit territory.
Yeah, to be fair.
What is he talking about? Like, he's right that you don't need to get to a credit score, but that the minimum to start acquiring real estate is at 740. That's a little vague. Like, he didn't really give a lot of information. Look, like, when it comes to mortgage underwriting, the important things that we care about is your credit, your assets, your income, your debt to income, also your housing ratio. So essentially, when it comes to your credit, when you're looking at it from an underwriter's perspective, we want to be able to see you, even if you don't have a 740 credit score, you don't need a 740 credit score to get started in real estate. If you want to start sooner, if you don't have the best credit, you can still get into it. It's just obviously you're just going to pay a higher interest rate. But, you can always mitigate by doing a buy down on the mortgage rate and just, paying a fee just to bring down the rate. You could do that. I've heard it's not really the best thing, but, I'm not that type of mortgage expert. I'm a mortgage underwriter, so it's like I understand it from that perspective. But yeah, so when you're looking at your credit, we just want to make sure that you have good enough credit for our minimum at the bank and credit unions, because there are minimums that you do require. And if you go through an FHA loan, which is Federal Housing Administration loan, which those are for the people that don't have the best credit. If you go through them, they're a little bit more lenient as opposed to going through conventional loan, which is done that's more based off your credit. So if you do have credit issues, you don't need to be at 740 to get a credit a mortgage. You just need to at least have, I would say, at least like 670 and above, because because every bank and credit union and other financial institutions of mortgages, they have a minimum when it comes to your credit score that you need to be. Again, that just is there to just determine what interest rate you're going to get. So the lower your credit score, the higher the interest rate, and then vice versa. So he not making sense. This is why you don't listen to people that don't know what they talking about fully. Like, I can understand that he does know what he's talking about, but he's being vague about it. And I'm just like, you're supposed to be helping these people with credit, and you're being this way. Like, see, this is why if you need credit, go ahead and comment below, and then we'll go ahead and schedule to go ahead and talk about your credit. If you're looking to go ahead and improve your credit, let's get back into this video.
Here, the 800 plus is like a vanity number. You don't really need it, because 740 and up, they give you whatever you want at the best rate. So, Kafara says, shout out to Viking in the back. Shout out to you. True says, although it would be financially easier to pay off the smaller loans, it would actually be smarter to pay off the larger loans versus as opposed to smaller ones. I mean, you could do it either way, bro, but we're just saying most people want to see how that confidence build up. So if I pay the smaller ones first, build confidence, and then from there, I want to pay off more. But if you can do it backwards, kudos to you, bro. And then he says again, The reason is because the larger loans generate more interest due to the higher balance. And so if you focus on paying off the smaller ones, then the larger ones will be paying more money in the long run.
Let's move on to
Michael
Yeah, we
said
gotta get the
3K
likes up.
watching. Get the likes up, guys.
Yeah, get the likes up, guys.
Yeah, guys, get my likes up.
All right, good. That's it. Cool. All right, and then number 4 is, so you want to mix up your credit types. So I mentioned earlier having multiple types of credit, for example, car loans, mortgages, or even credit cards. And it's because they want to see diversity. So your score is going to determine how likely you are to pay back a loan. So in this case, they want to see you're able to pay back a car loan, a house loan, and at least a credit card. Because once they see diversity, now they know, okay, cool. This borrower, if we give them the money, can pay multiple types of loans, and the trust is there. Because guys, all the score is basically saying, you know what? We trust that your prior behavior will allow us to give you a loan. And that could be for anything. But if you can diversify it, have multiple types of lines of credit, then you can actually get better benefits. Now, when I was in America for the first time, I could have bought a car cash. For 2K, I could have bought the car and, have that as my car already paid off. But I said to myself, hold on a second. If I use my money that I saved up to buy this car now in cash, my credit score is still kind of low. So what I did was I said, cool, I have the money to pay it off, but I'm actually going to borrow half the money to pay the car off. Because I wanted to show I got a car loan, and then 2, I can pay it off. So just having that extra money there and then paying off that car loan, guess what? Now on my credit score, I have a paid off car that I paid off in 6 months, and it was good to go. So I would just say, guys, if you can actually like mix it up, get a credit card, get a car loan, maybe even a mortgage. But I'm just saying this to say as well, don't get stuff that you don't need. If you need it, great, but don't do it on purpose because you just want to say you have different types of credit. Get what you actually need, and then from there you can actually have that diversity.
Ow.
Having different types of credit, guys, is imperative because it shows responsibility in different types of asset classes. So whether it's having a traditional credit card, having a home loan, having a car loan, it helps. And then in the case of having certain car loans, it might help you with procuring certain types of vehicles. But I would say, we tell you guys all the time, typically you don't want to be paying a car note. You really want to avoid doing that unless like you have some kind of business and you're able to write that vehicle off. But in general, it does show that you're a diversified borrower and that you're basically you're a trusted individual that they can lend money to you on based on regardless of what asset class you're using the loan to purchase. So,
Facts.
so it's very important to be diversified. Obviously, you start with credit cards.
All right, let's move on to the next. Let me see. All right, becoming authorized. We already talked about that. How to get yo mama's credit card. That sounds like some fraud, so we're not gonna do that. Let's see. Should I pay loans or invest money first? If you're trying to increase your credit score, then also it would be better if you just pay your loans. Quick 5 recap. So it looks like why HELOC is better than a traditional mortgage. Okay, that has nothing to do with getting a perfect credit score. Let's do a recap and move to the next video.
That's the last one.
That's it?
Yep.
Cool. So that pretty much covers everything. We'll do like a small recap here. So number 1 is know your score regularly. So you should have either Credit Karma, FICO.com, or one of the main credit companies you can monitor your score at. Number 2 is pay down your debt on time. So once again, guys, you got debt you didn't pay off, it's going to affect you. So pay it off on time when you can. But once again, you have to know what you're paying down first of all. And some of these may be in collection. So that's very important as well. And then if you might forget to pay down your debt, set up auto pay. So at least if you forget to say, hey, you know what, here's my payment, it'll be taken out from your account automatically. Number 3 is choose wisely what debt do you acquire. So this includes personal loans, credit cards. Guys, personal debt for the most part is bad. Now, once you can manage it properly, you're good. But we recommend having business debt. But for most people, personal debt is where you start. So I'm going to say offer it. Only get what you need. You don't need a motorcycle. You don't need, dumb personal loans. All you need basically is a credit card, maybe for like shopping and for food, and maybe a car at max, right? Anything more than that's kind of like unnecessary.
Okay, so then to me, it sounds like they're contradicting yourself because for your credit score, at least through through Experian, they want you to have diversity when it comes to your credit. So like I said, like having a personal loan, auto loan, credit card loan, if you have an ATV loan, that will go ahead and help. But obviously it's like I said, like you need to diversify your credit in order to get yourself to a great credit score. See, it counts for 10%, not really the highest, but it does help. I would definitely say if you can at least have a minimum of 3 different types of credit. So that would be personal, at least like a personal, an auto loan, and a credit card. If you have those 3, then you're fine. But you do need to have an installment loan, which is anything from an auto loan, personal loan is an installment loan, an RV, an ATV, a motorcycle. Those are all installment loans, and then you have credit cards, which are revolving types of credit that essentially you paid off and then you can reuse it. Other ones, I guess, if you have like a buy here, pay later, like a Klarma. They're the ones that you can, like, if you want to get like flights on, if you wanted to go ahead and get, pay later on a flight, still run your credit and then report it as an installment on your credit report. So that's another option that you can go ahead and do those type of loans. If you have furniture, that would be more of a line of credit, like a credit card. Like, so if you go through Ashley's Furniture, things like that. But yeah, you need to diversify your credit. You at least have to have those 3, and then it's just it's showing that you can handle different types of debt. So yeah, that's good. We're almost done. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me.
Number 4, for example, is mix up your credit types. For example, mortgages, auto loans, credit cards, like I said earlier.
I said that.
Because you want to have multiple types of credit on your history. And number 5 says, become an authorized user on someone else's account. So, for example, your mom, your dad, your auntie, your uncle. Most of these people are going to help you for the most part. If they don't, maybe a business partner or a friend that you trust. But my thing is, guys, if you do this technique, make sure you don't mess them up because they're trusting you a lot with their credit history. So that's very important. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, if you have these 5 things in place, guys, it's going to shoot up your credit score hundreds of points, man. So these are just some basic things. Are there more things that you could potentially do? Of course, there's always more things that you can do, but keeping things nice and simple here, in the government, and we always say, call it KISS, keep it simple, stupid. This will help you immensely. So yeah, man, those are some basic foundational stuff that you guys can take into your repertoire.
And guys, learn from our mistakes, man. Like I made a bunch of mistakes for credit. For example, like I said before, getting a motorcycle on personal loan, getting giving my ex-wife my car under my name. Like, if you can avoid these things, guys, I'm telling you right now, you'll be way ahead of me. All right?
All right. So, like you said, this over a span time. So, when it comes to increasing your credit score, my people, it's not something that's going to be a night and day difference. It actually takes years and years before you actually get a credit score, or get like an 800 credit score or perfect credit score, like the name of their title of their video. Like, yeah, this is not something that in a year going to be able to get this. It takes time because your credit, how long you've had credit, is a factor for your credit score, especially through Experian. So yeah, so it's like if you're looking for this to be kind of a quick, fast credit score, it's not going to be possible. And then again, the number doesn't tell us everything on your credit. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next video. Done with this. So for them, Fresh and Fit, thumbs down on how to get your perfect credit score. They were very vague to me. They didn't really go into that much specifics when it comes to getting a perfect credit score. So all right, let's see.